I'm Debbie Godfrey. Welcome to the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast.
So, yesterday we talked about the characteristics according to birth order and what the stereotypes are of what personality traits we develop. So, today I just want to talk about what we can do to alleviate some of the negatives and enhance some of the positives. So, let's take the oldest child first. We need to avoid pressuring them to succeed. I know for me, my parents always said, you're the oldest, you have to set the example. Your little kids, your little siblings are looking up to you. And this is a lot of pressure for an oldest child. So when I was raising my daughter, my oldest child, I did not make her set the example. It's like, you know what, you're your own unique person. You don't have to set the example for anybody. Everybody is going to, develop in their own right. And you just be you, and exactly how you are is fine. Also, for the oldest, we want to encourage the fun of participating and not have the goal of winning, because they're so very competitive. And especially if you have one who's very puts a lot of pressure on themselves, teach that child that mistakes are for learning, that it's not the end of the world. And also show these children how to be gentle with yourself when accepting failure. Because they put so much pressure on themselves, because they have such a sense of high achievement or a desire to be a high achiever, they're often just really hard on themselves. So show them how to be gentle with themselves.
Look, Bumble knows you're exhausted by dating. All the must not take yourself too seriously and 6'1" since that matters. And what do I even say other than hey? Well, that's why they're introducing an all-new Bumble with exciting features to make compatibility easier, starting the chat better, and dating safer. They've changed, so you don't have to. Download the new Bumble now.
The oldest children, being the center of attention and all that, you need to provide learning opportunities with other children. So when you have an only child, it's really important to get around other kids. So having play groups with other moms, putting them in school younger, is helpful for these kids. I always feel it's best to stay home with kids as long as you can, if you have that option, because parents are just so important and so influential. But with only children, it's actually really good for them to get some time with other kids. And if that means a couple of days in preschool, even though you don't have to put them in preschool, I think it's helpful for them. And encouraging them to visit friends, having spend the night company especially. And, just using opportunities, childcare, nursery schools, whatever it is, to get your child around other kids. The middle children, the ones that tend to disappear, make sure that you spend one-on-one time with them, do one-on-one activities with them, and make sure that he or she's included in the family functions and ask her opinion. So with my middle daughter, Michelle, I always wanted to make sure she stood out, because so often these kids become invisible in a family and just kind of disappear, and they feel like they're not seen or recognized. So making sure that they stand out, I think, is really, really important. And then with the youngest children, you want to teach them to be independent, and don't rescue them from conflicts. Don't refer to them as the baby. Encourage them to be self-reliant and allow this child to lead activities. So you want to give this child a lot of leadership opportunities, because everybody usually does everything for them. And so they often don't develop that strength and that leadership. And so it was easy for me because I had two girls, and then my youngest was a boy, my son, and he was just naturally a leader. So it really helped in my family that he happened to be a boy too, so that we could give him lots of leadership opportunities. So think about when you were growing up, what was your birth order? How do you relate to some of these things that I've said? Look at your own children and your own family dynamics and see if there's anything that you can adjust or do differently to encourage your kids more, to make them feel more accepted, more a part of the family, and to behave better when you need that to happen too. So have a great day. Happy parenting.
Thank you so much for joining me here at the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast. I assume you're here because you're getting something out of these daily pep talks. And wouldn't it be great if more parents could hear more about these ideas for their children? And you can help me in a great way by liking the episodes by sharing them on your social media, and especially by providing a review on your platform of choice. So if you could do me a huge favor and do that, it would really help get this out to many, many, many more parents. And we can all help our children feel more seen, heard, and understood, which is my life's work, is to make sure that all children feel loved and appreciated and that we can discipline them without breaking their spirit. So I hope that you've enjoyed these podcasts and will continue to enjoy them. And I really appreciate any support you can give me here at Positive Parenting Pep Talks. Thank you so much. Have a great day and happy parenting.